Hello all! Just a disclaimer before we jump into this juicy mess. Since Taylor and Travis are laying low for now, I want to respect their privacy and not go scraping for details. And so for the meantime, I'll be putting my focus over on the Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni saga because, hey, whispers are suggesting one of the biggest reasons for Taylor's MIA-ness right now is the high probability of her getting subpoenaed to court in this case. Once our beloved Tavis chooses to resurface, you'll know I'll be the first to inform you. But for now, you won't believe the latest twist in this case, which is painting Blake in a less than favorable light. Imagine cheating, scandal, and downright lying. In a twist that feels straight out of a high-stakes legal drama, Hollywood's golden couple Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have found themselves embroiled in a legal battle that is unraveling faster than a poorly written courtroom thriller. The once beloved duo, known for their sharp wit and enviable marriage, are now at the center of a scandal that has just taken an unexpected and disastrous turn. What started as a seemingly calculated PR move has now exploded into an uncontrollable legal nightmare, one that even their well-oiled media machine cannot seem to contain. At the heart of this fiasco is a lawsuit so outrageous that it has the industry buzzing, legal analysts scratching their heads, and Judge Liman losing patience at an alarming rate. As the courtroom drama plays out, it is becoming increasingly clear that Lively and Reynolds' carefully curated public image is crumbling, leaving behind a trail of deception, PR missteps, and legal blunders that could possibly cost them everything. We all know that in Hollywood, perception is everything, but when your lawsuit is more about manipulating public opinion than actual legal claims, you might be in more trouble than expected. Enter Blake Lively's amended complaint, a whopping 180 pages long. That's not a lawsuit, that's a novel. And not even a good one. Legal analysts tore it apart, pointing out that 90% of it had nothing to do with actual legal claims, but was more like a desperate attempt to convince the world that she's the victim. This is less Law and Order and more keeping up with the legal disasters. The 928 split, the industry standard that sees 92% of cases settled, did not apply here because this case was way too personal, way too messy, and way too public. But things took a disastrous turn when the Ari Emanuel audio recording leaked. If Hollywood had a doomsday button, Blake's PR team would have smashed it at that moment. The recording was a smoking gun, proving that Blake and her team were manipulating the industry to take down Justin Baldoni's career. With this hard evidence, Judge Liman basically had the legal equivalent of the Infinity Gauntlet. Snap! And suddenly Blake's credibility vanished into dust.
You just stare. We've done it for like 5 minutes. it's like, I think you would find it terrifying.
I'll never know in slow motion.
You're never going to find out.
We're like, oh my god, there's not enough time.
Oh. And they score again.
Yeah. He feels so nosy.
I know.
He just noses.
And my nose is so big.
Yes.
I'm not getting beard on you today.
I'm probably getting spray tan on you.
That smells good.
They score another.
If the Academy handed out awards for Best Actress in a Fake Lawsuit, Blake would be sweeping every category. Best Manipulation of Evidence? Check. Best Performance in a Courtroom Meltdown? Double check. Her PR team was working overtime to spin the narrative, but at this point, they were probably looking for the nearest exit. Then, just when things couldn't get weirder, poof! The Freakonomics podcast episode containing the Emanuel audio mysteriously disappeared, like straight up vanished. The kind of disappearing act that makes you wonder if a team of elite Hollywood fixers is lurking in the shadows, sipping overpriced lattes and pressing the erase all evidence button. If there's one golden rule in legal battles, it's this: don't lie when there's video evidence. Apparently Blake never got the memo. She claimed to have a disturbing video proving Justin Baldoni was guilty, but when the full video leaked, turns out she was smiling and comfortable the entire time. The only thing disturbing here was her blatant attempt at twisting the truth. At this point, even her own testimony was hanging on by a thread. Legal experts were quick to point out that if even one lie is found in a testimony, the jury can throw out the whole thing. And with Blake's credibility sinking faster than the Titanic, her testimony was about as useful as a broken umbrella in a hurricane.
So did Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively have an affair on the set of It Ends With Us? They're revealing what went down. And it actually makes a lot of sense. Well, according to a woman named Gabrielle Hurst and a source that she has that worked on the set of It Ends With Us, gives a number of different details on Reddit about what was witnessed on the set of It Ends With Us. Apparently people were afraid of her, and when it came to approaching her trailer, it was like poking the hornet's nest. Because we've heard for years that she's difficult to work with and she's a diva on the set, but apparently they're claiming, yes, that's all true, She allegedly got 2 sets of ADs fired and was actually worse than what her reputation preceded. But apparently he didn't have a strong enough backbone to really put her in her place, and he tried to appease her, which now makes sense. It's like, whose husband just comes to watch his wife in scenes on camera? Like, it's just weird. They claim that if anything, people would just walk all over Justin Baldoni because he was too nice.
Let's take a moment to appreciate Ryan Reynolds, Hollywood's golden boy, who somehow got roped into this train wreck. He built his entire career on being the likable, funny guy who roasts Hugh Jackman for sport. But now, thanks to this lawsuit, his reputation is dangling by a thread. Ryan and Blake thought they could use their Hollywood clout to control the narrative, but this time, they failed spectacularly. Instead of pulling off a sneaky PR cover-up, they ended up with a mess so big that even Olivia Pope couldn't fix it. In a last-ditch effort to contain the damage, Blake's team pushed for an attorney's eyes-only protection order. Translation? Let's keep this evidence under lock and key because if the public sees it, we're doomed. Legal experts called it for what it was, a desperate attempt to hide something so incriminating that Blake was willing to bend the law itself to keep it buried. And then, the icing on this disaster cake, a shady inside source revealed there were 100 million reasons why Blake's team was so desperate to bury this evidence. Sounds suspiciously like a bribe, doesn't it? This isn't just Hollywood drama anymore. We're now venturing into judicial corruption territory. When all else failed, Blake's PR team threw everything at the wall, hoping something would stick. They even tried to accuse Justin Baldoni of being too nice. Yeah, you heard that correctly. In their world, kindness is now a crime. The sheer absurdity didn't stop there. One complaint accused him of giving clothes to homeless people and filming it. Apparently, charity is also now a scandal. If we keep this up, smiling at strangers might soon be illegal. At this point, even Hollywood insiders were rolling their eyes. Candace Owens called out Blake's case, saying she sounds completely insane at this point. Media outlets started backing away, not wanting to touch this PR dumpster fire with a 10-foot pole.
I will for sure do better. That was not my best weekend, and I should have given it more time. And damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt, and 3 of you guys together, it's unbelievable. Talk about energy and just a force, all 3 of you.
While Lively bore the brunt of the backlash, Ryan Reynolds was not spared. The Deadpool star, long adored for his humor and down-to-earth persona, suddenly found himself entangled in a scandal that threatened to tarnish his brand. For years, Reynolds and Lively had positioned themselves as Hollywood's power couple, using their charm and wit to stay in the industry's good graces. But with this lawsuit, the tides began to turn. Instead of being the relatable, funny guy with a knack for viral marketing, Reynolds was now facing uncomfortable questions about his involvement in the unfolding disaster. Adding fuel to the speculation was Reynolds' conspicuous absence from Lively's public appearances. At the premiere of her latest film, Weird in Texas, Reynolds was nowhere to be seen. For a couple that was usually glued together at red carpet events, his sudden disappearance did not go unnoticed. Was he distancing himself from the controversy, or was there something more brewing behind closed doors? Because let's be honest, when was the last time you saw Blake at a public event without her Hollywood Ken doll of a husband right next to her? Exactly. The real mystery of the night was, where was Ryan? This man has been glued to her hip for a decade, and now suddenly she's out here solo? Now let's zoom out a little. This whole Blake's career in trouble while Ryan thrives thing is sparking a lot of speculation. Ryan is worth, 10 times what she is? His net worth is sitting somewhere between 350 to 400 million, while Blake's sits at around 30 million. Not exactly pocket change, but if she wants to keep living that private jet, Hamptons estate, Met Gala life, she needs Ryan's empire intact, and let's be real, he knows that. For the last few years, Blake hasn't really been making movies. She's been playing house, showing up for Ryan's gin commercials, raising kids, and subtly reminding everyone that she and Taylor Swift are besties. But now that she's back in the Hollywood ring, the stakes are different. And Ryan? He seems to be distancing himself fast. Which brings us to the big question, is Ryan deliberately leaving Blake out to dry?
You plan to sue Blake Lively?
Absolutely.
You will?
Yes. Justin Baldoni from the get-go said, I don't want to do anything negative toward her. I don't want to hurt her.
Was there a coordinated smear campaign to bring down Blake Lively?
100% no.
So why in this case should people not believe Blake Lively? Justin Baldoni has built his brand and is known for supporting women, believing women.
I am more than willing to take every single text message. I'm not asking anyone to not believe anyone. Have them see the truth and determine the truth for themselves. I think there's some behavior always that can make people uncomfortable, and I don't think anybody has the intention to do that.
As the dust settles, the future of Blake and Ryan remains uncertain. The lawsuit has shattered their once untouchable reputation, and the industry is watching closely to see how they navigate the wreckage. For Lively, the options are grim: settle humiliatingly or face a devastating legal loss. For Reynolds, the strategy is clear: maintain distance, control the narrative, and ensure his career remains unscathed. This scandal has proven one thing: Hollywood is not a fairy tale. Power couples rise and power couples fall, and when the chips are down, loyalty is just another PR strategy. In the end, Blake and Ryan lost the case and their credibility. They failed to manipulate the media, spin a false narrative, and convince the public they were the victims. The courtroom is not a Hollywood set, and Judge Liman wasn't about to let them rewrite reality. The legal system deals in facts, not PR stunts. Blake Lively's lawsuit is officially a cautionary tale in legal disasters. No PR tricks, bribery attempts, or fake evidence could save her. Now she has two options: lose in court or settle. Either way, the truth is out, and her career is taking a nosedive faster than a box office flop. Join me next time.